With the sports, y'all remember me from No Days Off? I'm Baby Gronk, the #1 football player in the world.
If you're a sports fan who spends any time on social media, you may have heard of Baby Gronk. For those who don't know, Baby Gronk is a 10-year-old football player who's been thrust into the spotlight by his father. He has this completely manufactured brand that he's the next big thing in football, despite the fact that he won't graduate high school until the 2030s, and it's gotten completely out of hand. Anyway, more and more we're learning about the architect of Baby Gronk, his father, who revealed that he's had a plan for this since before Baby Gronk was born. We've seen him paraded around with other quote-unquote influencers. He's visiting colleges. There are podcasters who've revealed that Baby Gronk's father basically begs for him to go on their podcast. And it's all just not only incredibly pathetic, but quite frankly, it's child abuse. First of all, a dose of reality. You can't tell whether someone's going to be a spectacular athlete when they're 10 years old. They haven't gone through puberty yet. Baby Gronk could grow up to be 5'4", and he's not going to play in the NFL. This is a farce. It's a joke. No college gives a shit about Baby Gronk. No legitimate athlete cares. It's simply this father trying to squeeze all of the limelight and money he can out of his 10-year-old son. As somebody with kids, that's pathetic. The father said, "I've had a plan for my son since before he was born, and it's playing out now. I do the marketing. It's a brand. It's a movement. I manage everything. Everything we do for content is on purpose. Everything is planned out. Just being a creator and being an influencer. The internet and real life and his training are kept separate." He claims that he's been programming his son since he was 6 years old. And again, 10-year-olds, they're just not good at football. So much of it's genetics. Baby Gronk might have it. Most likely, he doesn't, because most people simply don't. And of course, he even admits in an article in The Athletic that all the college visits are completely manufactured. Yeah, he met Nick Saban, but so did every kid who went to the specific paid training camp he went to. This father claims everything he does is for his kids, but he's making a spectacle out of his child to earn money. Listen, people aren't following Baby Gronk because they think he's a sick athlete. People are following him for the same reason that they followed Honey Boo Boo. It's embarrassing, and when Baby Gronk is older, he's probably going to hate his father. You know, there's always degrees when it comes to parents getting involved with their kids attempting to become a professional athlete. It's a little different when they're getting closer to signing in college or the pros, but even then, it can have an unfortunate effect on their career. See what happened with LeVar Ball and Big Baller Brand. We also see what happens when a parent tries to create their child as the perfect athlete before they're even born. It can seriously mess their life up. There are a million documentaries on Todd Marinovich which show that, and also a million other cases of people being pushed too hard towards whatever academics. You get it. When you add on the weird father clout chasing social media aspect and the amount of hate this kid is going to get, you're setting him up for just absolute disaster. And I mean, it's nefarious. Like, the dad is setting up his 10-year-old son as someone you're supposed to hate. And he's being an absolute pariah about it. He talks about how he got to meet influencer Livy Dunn. Then he makes a video about how she wants to date him. He's 10 years old. There was one of those once-in-a-generation athletes where I grew up, Sidney Crosby. His parents weren't DMing random people on Twitter for exposure, even if Twitter had been around. It was the opposite. They were focused on what was best for the son, and that's getting better at your sport, not being thrust into the limelight. Anyway, people need to stop giving the dad attention, which I'm not even doing now. Making this video probably won't help in that regard, but I hope if you see this just as something funny, maybe you have a different outlook after this video.